Hey y'all, welcome back to another edition of Colorful Convo. What's going on, fellas?
What up, though?
You got
Hey,
it.
friend. How are you guys doing today?
Going good.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Feeling groovy. What it do?
It's been crazy these last couple of days. Y'all don't think so?
Crazy as far as how? What's going on? Catch me up. Catch me up.
First the girls are fighting, and I want to know what y'all think as men on some of these subjects because do y'all hear that or is it just me? Chat,
I
do
heard too. I thought it was you.
that sound crazy?
It
Hey,
sound like you.
I
It's
hear
you.
you.
E.
me?
It sound like it's you.
Oh, let me see what's going on.
Courtney, what up, though?
Can y'all hear me? Is it still doing it now?
Nope.
I don't know.
It's fake. It seems like when the city be tapping your phone before they bust in.
I think it's you. Are you
Yeah, I
on a
was just
different
about to say
device?
that. Now you start talking, it sound like it's you. When
I
put
can't
that $200 headset on, man. Shit. Don't be cheap now, man. Don't want to put the $200 headset on.
Well,
What
while
up,
he,
Blueprint?
I
What's
be
while
going
he,
wondering
on?
without y'all. Like when y'all talking, I can hear it.
Boy, you sound like you underwater.
under the sea.
I am underwater. Do you know how many bills I got?
SpongeBob. You sound like you're talking from SpongeBob's house.
Yeah, it's definitely Squidward down there.
All right, is it better?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I just want to know from men's point of view because we've brushed around, danced around the fact that social media got people acting crazy, right? So during the span of the couple of months we just passed, it's been 2 fights on YouTube by itself. Well, probably more than that, but that I know of that I'm gonna talk about. And then our girl Jocelyn just got in 2 fights by herself. So like, do you guys feel like it's done on purpose? Or do you feel like people need to be more in control of themselves first? That's my first question.
I think it's done both. I think both of them. First of all, as far as Jocelyn, I think she just came out somewhere and said this is the first time she's been clean in I don't know how many years. So
Said
one
clean.
show that she did where she wasn't on drugs, she was proud about that. So I think that a lot of that's to sell, and keep their image up and everything like that. And we just fall into it because we like the ratings.
So you feel like that's not really Jocelyn, that she just fell into a character and stayed there?
I think it's definitely her. I think that with her on the drug abuse that she has, it's just something that keeps her image going too.
Mm,
It keeps them like, when they get into these fights, it keeps them popping.
right.
Because when you really look at it, nobody really gets hurt.
Right. It's always security in a way. Courtney
Right.
said it's no purpose.
And nobody,
No,
if you really wanted
she
to
beat
fight, you
that
ain't gonna
girl's
do it
ass
around no
though.
security.
No, she beat that girl's ass. If you see the video, you can see a little breastfeeding going on, and she had that girl in the headlock. This one she needed to be charged with.
But so wait a minute. Let's go back so y'all know the full context, right?
Yeah.
For the people in the chat, y'all can go back. I did a video on it on my 2 cents about the whole history of it. This been going on for a long time. It's why this instance, now I feel like the charges are there because of her history, which is why I asked at first, because that is who Jocelyn is. But if you look at the situation, Big Lex was on a Jocelyn show and they didn't get along then. Ever since then, the girl been saying, when I see Jocelyn, I'm going to beat her ass. So Jocelyn's supposed to just not fight?
Nah.
Absolutely,
Absolutely what? She should not fight?
she should not have fought.
All right.
You al- you always got to return fire. Like I know Lil Wayne said, we don't bust back 'cause we shoot first, but you gotta be on the right side of the law with that. And Jocelyn,
The right side of the law is the threat was already made. So he get a gun.
Right. The right side of the law in that situation would be on Jocelyn's side because
Right.
it's video after video saying, because you know Ballistic always getting in her stuff, which I want to talk about that too as a man. But the girl Big Lex, she said, I got somebody for Ballistic, I got somebody for security, and I'm here for you. After you say that 500 times, when you see a person, you're not supposed to be ready.
um, the truth is, and I don't care how much we say it, the law there is no protection for. I mean, you could got her for a threat, but unless the threat becomes imminent, then you have no reason to attack just a threat.
No, I don't agree with that because she really could infer that you
In
felt
my
like you was
state,
going to be attacked.
you do. In my state, all you need is a threat.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah, because she said, I got somebody for Ballistic, I got somebody for your security. That's a whole bunch of people if you going somewhere by yourself.
I
So
feel you.
I need to fire first.
No, you can't. That's what I'm. Okay. Here's there are two things that are at stake always in every conversation: morality and legality. And morally, yeah, that feel good, but legally, you cannot strike first and say, "Well, it was a threat." Then you should have got the police involved. You should have went the other way. Even in stand your ground laws, there are certain things you have to do before you can stand your ground.
But see, even that I don't like because how you talking all this back and forth and you really the rowdiest one. And then now because you got your ass beat, you want to involve the police. I don't like that.
That's the card you can play.
Well, that's
So
the
my
best card
real
too.
question is, what's the middle then? Are you supposed to just get your ass beat? Are you supposed to fire first? Like, what you supposed to do?
You're supposed to fire back with good hands. So the real thing is this: if you've been threatened and you let the police know, and then that threat becomes imminent, or you've done the proper channels to get it, then you are allowed to beat ass. But because you've been threatened, you can't be the aggressor at the same time. You can't be threatened and the aggressor. You can be threatened and the retaliator. You can be the threatened and call the police, but you can't get the threat and whoop somebody's ass because they threaten you. Because that's just selling wolf cookies. That means you could beat anybody's ass who's selling wolf cookies. No, not possible. Not
Okay,
legal.
well, I'm gonna go in the succession of the YouTube fights, then to back to Jocelyn because I want to see the digression in y'all answers. So, one
All right.
fight, right? In this one particular fight, Side A said they was about to pull up to side B house, right?
I'm following you.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Right there, she's allowed to do what? If you come to my house.
She's like popping.
Well, the problem is, again, this is
You
where
come to my house, you get shot.
if you tell me you're coming to my house, you come to my house with an ambush of police. If the police are not there in enough time, then you pull up to get pulled out.
Why are the
Nah,
police involved if we
nah,
arguing?
nah,
Because
nah. If you come to my house and you come on my property and you came there for trouble, you gonna find yourself or your family is gonna find you in the hospital.
the problem is this. The problem is this. If you announce this is the thing. If you announce that you pulling up to my house, the again, legality and morality. Legally, I am responsible to let someone know that something is, the people who handle that. That's like, for example, I'm just gonna say it for me. When I go to court, I don't go to court by myself. I let sharks go to court because that's what sharks do. They go to court. When you say you pulling up to my house, I tell the people who protect my house to come to my house. Now, if you beat them there, then it's me and you. If you don't beat them there, it's you and them. I mean, I ain't finna get scrappy until I gotta get scrappy. You said what?
I was speaking.
Oh, I'm saying I ain't getting scrappy till I gotta get scrappy. Because when I get scrappy, there's nothing but scraps.
But if somebody comes to your house, period,
That's
I'm
correct.
allowed to do whatever I
Yeah.
want to do.
Yep.
No. I'm saying if there's no
I'm not waiting on the police. You
announcing.
came here for that. You came here for that. So now you're gonna have to go to UC.
Yeah, we arguing like that's
You
like
going?
that's like me arguing and then calling.
I'll call him to come pick you up. I'll call him
Yeah,
and say,
I'm not.
somebody's been hurt. They need to be picked up.
That's my problem.
Right.
People who are, if you are talking crazy to somebody, you are off limits to call the police. Like, what are you?
No.
You
So
just be
let's just say
quiet
this.
if you calling the police.
No, I'm saying if me and Polo arguing and Polo say like I'ma pull up, I'ma stop him in the conversation. What I'm saying is I have a right. I have
No, if I say I'm gonna pull up and I actually pull up, you deserve to do whatever that happens to.
Yeah,
That happens.
period.
No. If you say and that's what I'm saying. If in the argument you say you gonna pull up, you're gonna pull up to the boys in blue.
See, I can't. I'm not moving like this.
Yeah, I ain't doing that either. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
go ahead and shoot you and then put my motherfucking
right,
thing down. Call the police and
right.
tell them, man, please come pick this
So
man
so
up. He came to my
so
house. I got it on I got it on a thing when he was threatening me, and he actually came to my house. I didn't just have
but
time to call y'all, so I'm calling y'all now to
no.
come pick him up.
So that's the problem. There's the problem right there. If you have prior knowledge to something happening, and then you do something that is considered premeditation.
You can
No,
premeditatedly protect yourself.
no, that's not true, Mark. That's
Yes,
not
it.
true, Mark. That's like if
Yes,
I
it.
leave. That's like if me and you get into it. Premeditated is like me and you get into it. I go home and go get my gun and come back. That's premeditated.
Exactly.
If you let me know you're coming to my house, I have premeditation. Premeditation means I thought about it before it happened. If you know I'm coming, I have time
Nah,
to.
I ain't going for that.
Nah, that ain't true.
I
That ain't true, Mark. That ain't true.
I can
Okay,
What's true is if you because like you said, a person can be selling wolf tickets that I'm coming to your house. So if you call the police and they never show up, okay, cool. But what I'm saying to you is when they actually show up, it's a whole different ball game now. Because
right and
first you took it past just a threat. You actually came here. So you came here for trouble. So since you came here for trouble, you're gonna leave on a stretcher.
Ain't you the king of fuck around and find out?
I am, but that's putting me. That's me being in harm and in danger on my own. The
But see,
difference
you live
is
in a different
You
state than
did
me.
put yourself in danger because you was talking crazy to me.
But
right,
talking
but
crazy don't mean nothing. The actual pull up,
right,
the actual
That's
pull
what
up
I'm
right,
is
but
what.
saying.
that's
He was talking crazy and then he pulled up.
right. If I'm talking crazy and I just pull up, that's that's one thing. If I'm talking crazy and I tell you I'm gonna pull up, that's two different things.
Well, we're talking about number two then, damn it, because the person pulled up.
Right. If you so an example of the NFL star where old girl accused him, they just pulled up and he dumped out and got found not guilty. But if
Your
they would have
sound is
said,
really, really bad, and I really want to hear what you have to say.
I'm at full bars.
Yeah, I hear him pretty good.
It's going in
Uh,
and out. I can hear you, but it's like chopping at certain points.
well, I was just saying the NFL player whose girlfriend accused him, they pulled up and he dumped out and got found not guilty. But had he had knowledge that they was coming, it would have been a different case.
I feel like he
I don't
did
know
know
about that, Mark,
that she
because
was coming.
and his thing was a blind reaction. Like I kind of followed that a little bit. His thing is his girlfriend thought he was or something about cheating and shit, and
Right.
so she went to try to go through his phone, and then she called over some dudes, her brothers, and I guess his boys, and
Yeah. He
they jumped him at first. They jumped him and his brother, and they had guns. So that he was like at that point that was
Right,
split
but
self
he
defense.
didn't know. But that's what I'm saying. He didn't know they was finna do that. Had he
No.
known,
But
it would have
he
been a
did know that she called them. He did
no.
know.
No, she didn't. It was she sent the text and told him to go over there and air that shit out. He didn't know that. He didn't know. She knew,
I thought
but
that
it's
he
not
did
like they
know, but
called.
I could be wrong. I thought that he did know.
I thought so
Uh.
too. I thought she told him right in front of him, like I'm about to have my brother come over and
Yeah,
air
and
it
he
out, and
like,
they
if
actually
they
did.
come, I'm shooting. That's what I
Right,
heard, but I could be
but
wrong.
right, but that's what I'm saying. He, I'm about to have my brothers come beat your ass. Is a different than
No,
a
she said
brother.
air that shit out.
Right. That listen to what I'm. That there's a difference.
You
I'm
keep
about to
talking about
have
the difference. I want to talk about the reality of what the things that happen.
right. And right, what I'm saying is they did not let him know they was on his way. So
Yeah, and
he
I don't
had a
think that's true.
it. I watched the trial. They didn't.
I want to
That's what
because
I'm.
I thought I heard that he knew that she was calling them.
No, that's what I'm. That's what I'm saying. You
She told the brothers to go there air that shit out, but she said that shit on the phone to them, and then I think he was still there while
Right.
she was
That's what
talking
I
to the brothers
heard.
and stuff.
right, but that's what I'm saying.
And
The
I think he
difference.
told her like if they somebody come over here, I'm gonna air
Yeah,
that shit out.
that's exactly what he said. That's
Right,
what I heard anyway.
right,
What's
but
up,
that's what I'm
Jonathan?
saying. Telling me if I tell
But when
you
he originally got out there, dog, they went out there
Courtney
for
said
like
she didn't
they
tell him.
swung
She
on him as soon
called
as he
his
got
sister
out there.
and his mom turned around and came
So
over.
it wasn't until actually he
Okay.
seen the gun to the point where it was self defense.
So hold on. So does this mean that he still knew though? Because his sister and his mom came and told him that. So he knew
right,
he
but
was
that
prepared. So if you pull
right,
up, I'm popping shit.
right, but listen to
And
what
he
I'm
went out
saying.
there first with no gun. He went back in the house to get the gun.
Okay.
Right, but what I'm saying is hearsay is different
What
than
up?
a act. You said what?
He got a phone call. Don played. The topic is we're talking about three different fighting situations, right? Two happened on YouTube. One happened with Jocelyn, and I just wanted to kind of know from the guys, like, when is it acceptable? Like, what is the case? Because I feel like in some cases, the people fighting were warranted. Did things go not as planned? Yes, because that's what happens during fights. But it's getting a bit much at this point. So I just wanted to know from the men, like, what did they think
Well, I'll tell you
was
this.
necessary to fight?
My thing, if you I'm a licensed gun owner, so if you threaten me, and I feel threatened at any time, I ain't taking no time. I'm shooting you.
Right.
I ain't waiting to see what happened. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm shooting you first. Then I'll deal with the rest later.
Yeah, that's.
Thank you, Courtney.
There's a protocol to that.
Okay, so the next fight.
Yeah,
the
you gotta
next
watch.
fight.
You gotta watch
So
your
y'all
bullets.
feel
You
Mark
accountable for
feel
every
like
bullet
he
that come out that
should
gun.
call the police. What you saying?
I said, yeah, it is some stuff behind that. You got to watch whatever you shoot. You got to be accountable for whatever comes out that gun. So if it come out and it hits somebody else, I'm gonna be accountable for that. But
I'm
if I
gonna
hit
be
my
there,
target,
boo.
if I hit my target, he's going down.
Y'all make sure y'all support my girl Courtney, okay? She said
Courtney.
I'm gonna be there. So okay, so in this instance where Party A pulled up to Party B, yeah, Mark feels like Party B should have had the police waiting, and Polo and I feel like if you pull up to my house, it is what it is. So the next situation is they both wanted to meet up. They both wanted to meet up. They met up and fought. What's wrong with that?
It depends on who gets beat up and calls the police.
So supposedly the police were already there, but they got involved, which one party is saying another party went to the police, but I mean, I don't know about that. My question though is because people are saying that you shouldn't be fighting anyway. If two people agree to fight, that's their business, I feel like. And you have to deal with the consequences of what happens after that fight.
Nah, because then behind that somebody get killed, then it ain't no now it's a whole different story.
So that's why I'm asking.
So I think like on females, y'all can get that a little bit off because it don't be as violent as men fight. I think it's a whole different perspective. Like from a man's fight to a woman's fight is a whole different. A man's fight could be very violent. It could be deadly and quick, just from a man hitting his head on the ground hard. You know what I mean? It could be a whole bunch of stuff. So
now I just said I just know you should never bring kids to a grown person fight. So the fight he is referring to is fight 2 that I'm asking y'all about. There was
some kids was there.
It was a 16-year-old boy, and he got a lick
Who was
in
these people?
on the fight. I'm not saying. I said there were 2 YouTube fights.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to talk about these people as a person. I'm just talking about the situations because they all three are different. However, they all three resulted in fights, and it's a lot of back and forth on.
So it was kids. It was a 16-year-old boy. What else happened?
He hit the person that the mother was fighting.
The 16-year-old boy did?
Yes.
Yeah. See, the problem is fights are one, fight should be fair, and 2, fight should be a immediate last resort.
Hey Shay.
I
kind of feel 2 ways, right? Because if I had a son, I'm sure that if I was fighting, he would jump in the fight. Now he was being pulled back. It wasn't like they just allowed them to jump her together.
Did he punch up the person?
Huh?
Did he punch somebody or did he hit?
Thanks, God play. No, he just hit her, and they tried to keep him away from the fight.
Did he? When he hit her, did he hurt her?
I don't know. I'm not.
Like he ain't knocked the girl out or nothing, right?
No.
And this is the girl's son?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she would put her son in that amount of danger though, because that could have went anyway.
But she checked him when they got done fighting and was like, "Why did you do that? I told you I had it." And also, people were pulling him off the fight.
Right, but the problem is, I'm gonna say this.
That was a situation that that was kind of like a forced situation, man. If your mom out here fighting, yeah, I don't know, man. You more likely to jump. I'm liable to not give a fuck and punch somebody too.
Right.
Nah,
so that's just a messed up situation.
My mama got hands. I'ma just unless they start getting my mama, I'm gonna let that thing go down the way it go down.
I just love how y'all have different perspectives. I love it.
Because
I
the
ain't gonna
other
lie,
problem
man.
is because here's the opposite. If they whoop me and my son, that's going now. That'd have been something different. If they would have beat both their asses for jumping in, then that'd have been a problem.
I don't know nobody's
People
sit there
did
and gonna
bring
watch
that
their
up.
mom get beat, their ass beat though.
Say it
Um,
again.
I don't know too
you
many
don't.
motherfuckers gonna sit there and watch their mom get their ass beat. I don't know too
Yeah, I
many
know.
people like
I
that.
could never. I would never. You can't even look at my mama crazy. Don't look at my mama like that.
Yeah.
Right. But the problem is if they got hands and they whoop your mama and then turn around and whoop you, that's something you ain't have to have. I feel you.
But that in turn is you put yourself in that situation, so you have to deal with consequences. Everything has a consequence. Everything has a reaction. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like
So
people, and I'm no longer talking about the two fights right now. I'm speaking in general right now. A lot of people do a lot of things and then don't expect there to be a reaction.
Yeah.
right, but I
Can't poke a
think
bear.
this is what I think goes back to what we were talking about with the threats. It's got to be action. You can't just because I've been threatened got to respond to. It's got to be an action first.
I don't agree with that because
Today is
y'all
so
know.
different, bro. Like
Let's just
violence
be
is so
authentic.
different.
Y'all know that I have a situation going on, right? Stalking. So they already know that that's going on because if I get approached, I'm shooting. I'm not gonna get in trouble for that. And you're saying that's premeditated, but I have to protect me and my child.
Listen to. But here's the thing. If you so again, here's what I'm saying. You've done. If I know correctly, you've already let the authorities know this is going on.
Correct.
They cannot be around you 24/7. So in
Correct.
your case, if something happens, you've done the right steps. If you didn't do that, and then something happened, it would be a different set of circumstances.
I
I'm
agree
not
with that.
saying that you're looking for the police to be bodyguards. I'm saying you got to at least let them know what's going down. So if it do go down, you on the right side of the law.
I agree with that, Play. So what you I don't know how I want to ask this because the only reason that I was instructed to let the authorities know is so that I could be covered if I have to take somebody's life. You saying,
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
That's
but
exactly
you're
what I've said the whole time.
no, this is my next question because it's different between the stalking situation and the fight situation. Because the stalking, I have time to let them know what's going on. If somebody's telling you they about to pull up, you don't have time. So that's basically you just calling 911. I don't agree with that.
That's because you
How do
fucking
I
with
not have time and I got a text message? How do I not have time and I have a text message?
You can't
Like
text
unless
the police and tell
Some people
them
just ain't gonna
somebody
call the
about to
police,
pull up
man.
on me. Just let y'all know in case I have to do what I gotta do.
yeah.
Some people just ain't gonna call the police. That's just what it is. Some people just ain't gonna do that. Some people
Yeah,
don't.
I'm not
They don't feel
calling.
comfortable with calling the police.
Right, but
Courtney
the
said, I
problem
know both my older kids said they would never have to fight. They said no one will put their hands on me. They will handle it from jump. So are you saying
man, get
so you
all right.
saying your kids wouldn't even let you have the fight? They would be fighting the grown person themselves.
Nah, bro. That's
No.
no,
Hell
But
no.
how old
no.
are your kids, Courtney? Because we have to know the age before y'all feel like, oh no.
So here's one of the problems. Here's one of the problems in that I believe happens in our community. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know the law. We know
Yeah.
what feel good and we know what we know what the hood says. But the
Yeah.
law says you got to call them first, whether they come or not. You got the right thing to do is to let them know. If you let them know first and they don't respond fast enough, then you good. But if you let
You
them
said their
know,
ages are 20 and 17.
nah, bruh,
No.
to that, my kids can never be involved in what I got going on. Never,
Right. Right.
never.
But they 20 and 17. My mother is the most happiest, quietest, patientest. I wish I could be like her in another lifetime. If you look at my mama crazy, talk to my mama crazy, I'm putting my hands on you.
Nah, see that's nah, not no, not. I disagree. Yeah, my
Not
mama
your
gonna
mama.
that. My mama, my
But
mama
you
might have
said your
done something
mom is
that
a
looked.
fighter, though. You said your mom is a fighter, so she would have no problem
Man,
handling it.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
like this.
I'm saying
I would never want my kids to jump in no grown. Because when grown fight, it's grown. It's a whole different situation. Grown, that's fair to me. A child and a grown person, that ain't fair to me.
Her
And
kids are 20 and 17.
that's still
and
kids, man. Them kids,
that's still
the
yeah.
17 and the 20-year-old, they still kids, man. To a person that's 40, that's totally different.
I'ma
I
handle your
just want
kids.
to I wouldn't want to put my kids in that danger. That's all I'm saying. It ain't about if they can handle their own,
I
man.
don't feel
But
like
motherfuckers
Courtney
get
is
shit
saying
out
she
here,
would
and
put them
what
in
about somebody
danger.
kill
I
your
feel
kid?
that she's saying if it arose.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like, what
but
about
that
somebody
ain't
kill
their
your
role.
kid? Then you be sorry that you know what I'm saying. Your
Right.
kid got
That's what I'm saying. If
into it.
no, I if it that's the here again. I think this is the one of the problems in our community is that uh one we feel the way we feel about certain situations, and if you look like you said, E, if somebody look at your mom wrong, you gonna jump in. Your mama may be deserved to look that wrong.
No,
Oh,
no.
that
My mom ain't that type of person. Like it would never be that.
to you. Let's. I'm a back off of it because that's what I'm saying. The problems is I
I
disagree.
understand what you're saying though, but you don't know her, so you wouldn't know that to say that because she's just not that type of person. I understand what you're saying though, like in the event that somebody's mother bumped into somebody was rude, you know what I mean? Like if it was warranted, you know what I'm saying? I understand that you're saying that,
Right. So if in the fact that if
but
your
I just
mama
can't
was
see no child letting their mom fight. They gonna jump in.
what is the point of being an adult if the kid? No.
Man, one time I was in a relationship and me and him was arguing. He was holding his, I think she was 2 at the time. We was arguing too loud and she smacked my arm. I was like, so like you just had that natural instinct as a child of your parent.
No, I don't.
I don't
That's
see how. I mean, I see how because you a little different.
no because
Most
my
people are protective over their mother.
Yeah, I feel that way too, bro.
What you say? We didn't hear you.
I said I feel that way too. I'm protective, so I just
Yeah,
feel
like
like
my mama.
you ain't gonna get to be getting raising your voice to my mother like that because you're gonna show us some respect, and
Right,
I'm going to enforce that,
right.
and I'll go to jail for it or whatever happens, what happens. But I'm not, I'm gonna stand up. I'm not gonna sit there and let somebody just beat up my mama.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So then, hold on, let's see what Courtney says. Courtney said, my kids are very protective of me. They spoil rotten, and I am the most coolest, laid back person. It's always people who have beef with me for no reason for me to fight. But when I get mad, I get mad. I can respect it.
Yeah.
Mark Phil, he'll be back. So back to the Jocelyn case, which is okay. So now this is a totally different situation. We on the third situation. This is 2023. This person from 2020 been telling you they want to fight you. They want to beat your ass. When they see you, they got somebody for your dude, your security, and they there for you. You think you this big bad person that nobody can beat. Come and fight me. They post what you Jocelyn wasn't supposed to be ready.
Yep. Yep, she sure was. I think so.
I do too. I do too. And after you've been talking like that for years, why you not prepared?
Yeah.
But my 20-year-old son said he would never let me fight. They deserved to fight. Then she was asking for it. Yes. She was asking for it. And I did a video of it on my
So
two
did
cent.
Jocelyn beat her up bad or something?
Yeah.
Man,
Yes.
yeah.
Huh?
She just mad she lost the fight. That's all that is.
Well, I don't even know if she's mad about it, but Jocelyn went to jail. I don't know if she's mad about it because I haven't heard what she said after the fight. I haven't looked into it. But I don't know if she's mad. Like, of course she's mad she lost, but I don't feel like Lex would make a big fuss because Lex understands.
Why did she didn't go to jail?
Because she wasn't the aggressor.
I don't know if she was there. No, because Jocelyn didn't even get arrested right there for that fight. She got they took her in because after the fight, her and Ballistic got into it.
Who's Ballistic?
Her husband.
Oh. What did they get into it for?
Who knows? It's Jocelyn. Who knows? She probably was like, this is alleged. This is just my thought. Because Ballistic was trying to get her off of her. She was like, you know what that bitch been saying about me? Like something like that.
Oh, okay.
But then she went for that. And then she's also being charged for her and Amber Rose fight. Because she also had a fight with Amber Rose. But like I said, in that situation, Amber Rose walked up on her.
She'll get cleared out of it. She might have to do a little time, a little 30 days. But I think neither situation will hold up in court. A lawyer.
You said you don't think it will hold up in court?
Nah, a lawyer eat that shit up. Especially if you got proof that she was threatening her and all that type of shit. A lawyer eat that shit up.
Mm.
This is America, baby. You never know what's gonna happen.
Right, because what if the state pick it up because she's a big fish and she been doing this on TV in front of everybody for years?
Yeah. They'll figure that shit. Man, listen. I don't know why people think they can destroy somebody for a long period of time and think nothing's gonna happen when they, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think was gonna happen?
Right. People got their limits. I don't know what's wrong with his device, but so my question from the beginning was, do you feel like these fights and brawls that be happening on social media and all these networks that's making major money at this point, and they're not even major networks like the Zeus Network and Now That's TV, which Jocelyn and Big Lex are on, they making a lot of money and they're not even like on Netflix or something like that. They're their own entity off of Vimeo. Anybody could do this because they're using the same formula. Like anybody could do this. Do you feel like these shows got regular people feeling like they untouchable and that they could just fight and do whatever, put their hands on people when they want to and stuff like that? Do you think that it's done on purpose? Because you're going to jail and we know that jail is a money business.
I think it's just a way to sell ratings. Because and what people don't realize is how pressurable that is on people who follow those kind of people. Because some people be like, you know, I want to be like this person. So they think that that's how they're supposed to be because this is what they see. So my thing is it's just a a downplay that they use on the people that really, you know what I'm saying? It's not, they won't be held accountable for it because they are stars. They want to be held a certain accountable. Opposed to someone who does not have that platform, they're going to be held to a whole different accountability.
That's why I think that she might serve some time, because there's people like us who feel like if you run up on me, you come to my house, I have the right to defend myself and how that see fit. And that's just going to result in people dying. Like, you can't just go to anybody's house and just pop up ready to fight.
And I think that's the thing. If you pop up, then you have a right to defend. But if you have you, I think that's what the second amendment is. You got the right to be able to protect yourself. You have the right to bear arms to be able to protect yourself. However, legally, if you have knowledge, you're supposed to do it, operate different. And I think that's where our community confuse rights with laws or privileges.
It's gonna go too far and people just gonna be dying for no reason, because you know how many YouTubers do the whole little prank thing where they mess with somebody in the store or the parking lot or something, be swinging on them. What if you swing on the wrong person and you're gone?
But they got a lot of pranks that are going wrong. We do got a lot. I think in our community the problem is one, we've seen enough aggression towards us and in our communities to where we respond aggressive because of the conditions we've been placed in. So that's one. And two, I think now that we're old enough, we need to understand and respond like the law says and not how we feel. How you feel don't matter and will never matter in the court of law.
I just don't like these police games. I don't like them. Back in the day, you could just get your one or your two and go about your business.
Become a lot more violent than back in the day.
I know. We need to go back to the good old days.
Yeah, but back in the good old days, I mean,
here we go.
But back in the good old days, you could take your wife to the steps of the courthouse and beat her. So
you said you could do what?
Take your wife to the steps of the courthouse and beat her.
I can't hear you over Polo. Hey,
so you go to the courthouse on the courthouse steps and beat your wife back in the day.
Yeah. So or back in the days, if you was fighting with your woman and you beat her, the police couldn't get involved. So the good old days had a lot of problems too.
I don't know. I feel like if you can't handle it, keep your mouth shut.
And back in the days, if you couldn't handle it, you kept your mouth shut. So the internet warriors, who get a lot of clout, the internet warriors or people who don't recognize that they're not just internet warriors, they're real warriors, and then people who are warriors who don't know the law. I mean, you got a Molotov cocktail for the perfect disaster when it comes to what's going on. So I think, like, to me, here's the problem when it comes to celebrities. They have contracts and they have clauses that state how they should behave and how they need to act and guidelines they need to handle. And that's why they should become they should go to court and go to jail, because when you sign a moral clause that you're gonna do something, you can't just pop off. Now, us regular people, we have a moral obligation
and a certain level of ignorance that we could claim, but ignorance is no defense against the law.
If you say you come to my house, we fight
That's cool. I'm right
first.
about that.
And if somebody put their hands on me and in front of my child, I'm sure she's going to attempt to help me.
Yeah.
She's not going to need to. I'm not going to want her to. But if something happens in front of me and she's there, and I can't help that she's there, she's going to have a problem with it. And she's a baby. Like, people need to think about situations before they get into the situations. If you know you're not built like that, shut your mouth.
Right.
Motherfuckers don't know they
Going in and out.
But so here's the other problem to this. Here's the other problem to this, and this is why I say it for somebody to have a problem with you, you don't really have to run your mouth.
I agree with that. That's my point.
I'm just saying. So people sometimes get into situations because people just feel a certain way. Even if you feel a certain way towards my mama, and you just go off on her, I'll probably break it up. I'll try to do something. I'll probably call the police while I'm breaking it up. But I'm not gonna go strike you for my mama. I'm unless my mom's defenseless. Yeah, I'm not fighting
I
my
wouldn't
mama.
do that. I'm definitely gonna defend my mom. I'm not gonna aggress for her. Like, I'm not going to start a fight, but I'm definitely gonna keep her out of one.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Defending for my mom. I'm not gonna steal on you, but I'm not gonna let you fight her. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I won't
Polo,
let
I
you
keep
fight.
muting you because we can hear every movement of your phone. All that we hear it.
Right. He put his phone in his pocket and just go for a jog. So I guess that's the difference between I would defend my mother by not fighting, but I'm not going to fight with or stick somebody with my mother. That's not going to happen.
Okay, so back to the original question. Do you think social media and these reality TV shows have people just in that energy of that's what I have to do?
I don't think it has anything to do with social media. I think it has something to do with weak ass parenting.
No, I'm taking the parents out of this. I'm not talking about that anymore. I'm talking about just all the female fighting and pulling up, and because I hear guys saying it, but the guys who I'm hearing saying it, they're not pulling up.
But what I think the thing that I've been seeing or not seeing, women have been aggressive. I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think women have been super aggressive. So I don't necessarily think it's been an internet problem or a social media influence. I think more and more women are being is being more evident and more what do you this motherfucker this Polo be doing that. I think it's
I'm
more
talking about
exposed.
you done said 1,000 times.
Because I was thinking of the word.
I ain't did nothing, man. Don't be trying to use me as the
No,
plug.
you listen. Because I was listening. I was saying the exposure. I think it's been more exposure. I'm saying I went from Polo phone in his pockets to goddamn birds chirping. I was like, this movie. It was distracting. I was like,
you
what
weren't
the
even here yet when we was in the 250th
I was distracted. I'm okay. Word. I can't even be. Polo could go for a marathon run, and I can't be distracted.
Are we really throwing people under the bus because you just disappeared 18 times?
Because I was trying to. Somebody called me, and they kept calling, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm on a podcast. Let me.
Oh my God. I feel like it definitely influences because that's the next paycheck. If you can get on TV and I can ask for a check, that's what they want to do. Auditions to get on shows are just fighting.
Hey, but that's how society has become, though, and that's been ever since Jerry Springer.
But
that's just like how Jerry Springer got started and how he came so big.
I think people do anything for fame. I don't think necessarily they want to fight.
But that's what I'm saying. That when it's on television and they see that reaction, I feel that's making it more acceptable to be that in the street and go there to get a check off one of these shows. If they didn't ever see it, they wouldn't have went to the audition and know what they have to come to do.
I don't.
All right. I think a lot of that stuff is written into that, though. I think a lot of that is written up to get views. Like they don't even be fighting.
No, not for them. Not them little reality TV shows that's on. You strictly showing up and auditioning to fight. The rowdiest ones get on the show and fight and stay on the show and get another show and get another show. And the auditions to those shows are fights.
I think those shows are meant to be controversial, but I don't necessarily think they meant to fight.
I disagree. And I think maybe it's because you haven't seen the shows or even know about the networks.
Like College Hill and stuff?
No. Now that's TV and Zeus Network.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I think those look for. Okay, so it's like, to me, it's like those are looking for fights, but I don't think they necessarily. I don't know. I think there's people who pay for content about fights or stuff like that, but I don't think they are necessarily telling people fight and you could be famous.
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay.
They literally, like, at the audition, be like, show me what you're going to do. Square up. What? Like, period. They literally say that.
Right, but to me, that's like UFC.
But it's not UFC, though. It's the Baddies Girls collection. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they are... This definitely has an effect on society because this is what society is watching. They making a lot of money doing this, so somebody's watching.
To me, I think it's more staged than, like I said, written into it than we.
You think that because you're coming from reality TV on the OWN network. This is not that.
No. Okay, like Jerry Springer, that was kind of written. And
this is definitely not Jerry Springer.
It's worse than that?
I just told you.
Okay, so what I'm saying, a scripted fight. Jerry Springer was a little more.
It was raw. Definitely scripted, but they also had scripts on Jerry Springer. These shows are not that. These are. You remember the Bad Girls Club, right?
No.
You know what it is. You didn't sit at home and watch it like I would have watched it, but you've heard of the Bad Girls Club.
Yes.
That's all you had to say. We know that you did. Get your popcorn. And I hope you did. Get your popcorn and watch Bad Girls Club every week. Anyway, that's what it was for. That was more so scripted, but now that they're trying to resurge it and they've brought it back to nowadays reality, all they do is fight. And the auditions is not who are you, what do you bring to the table? It's square up with this girl. So
Wow.
then they then take that back to their regular life, or they already was like that. That's why they want to be on the show anyway. So what I'm saying is, in my opinion, that social media, these reality TV shows, influence people, and they are trying to emulate this, and they're going to be dead because they're going to run up on the wrong person, thinking that they could just do whatever because they seen some shit on TV.
Well, what I think is, I think this to me, I think that started more with Facebook Live when girls used to go to girls' houses and knock on their door and be like, I think I think the evidence or the willingness to show that you are strong or tough is what's ruining society. Like that,
But that's social media, Facebook Live.
right? That's what I'm saying. I think that is. I think having to prove yourself is really what's dry. I'm saying take away from social media, take away from this. Like back in the day when you fought, we fought, and we didn't care who was around. Nowadays, it's like I'm not gonna fight until I get some attention about the fight. So
Okay, we're getting somewhere. Thank you. We're getting somewhere. So it's a clout chase.
right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's necessary about the money. It's just it's that it's the one to prove you can do what you say you're gonna do, and you're not gonna prove it until you can get that attention. It's
Which
bad.
takes me back to my original thought. You are trying to prove yourself and you're talking all of these things. So when it's time to prove yourself, shut up and prove yourself. Why are we calling the police? You the one who talked this mess. Like, I don't understand the logic.
The
You
That's
difference.
because
don't, you don't
that's
start a
'cause you from the
fire and then
hood.
wonder why the house is burnt down. You started the fire.
No,
That's
no.
because you from the hood. That's how hood people think.
I'm not from the hood and I think that way.
Huh.
You
Well,
you you. So here's the thing.
Wait,
If
what
you
way you're talking about? What I just said? Or are you disagreeing with me? What way are you saying? I think Polo. I want to make sure that I'm saying the right thing.
that you feel like if you come to my house, I'll pop you.
Correct.
Yeah.
that's
I didn't grow up in the hood though.
that's
Well, that's how I
that's
do it.
that's the
That's
problem
I
exactly
is
feel
how I
like
do
that's just self-preservation, is it not?
no. I think there's a difference. I think if me and you talking it, and you say when I see you, I'm gonna see you, then that's one thing. If you say I'm gonna come to your house,
it. What up?
then there's a difference. Now I'm gonna involve somebody because there's other people that live at my house other than me.
Correct.
Right.
Absolutely
So
correct.
right. So I'm gonna let somebody else know. So then in case they see you, they can handle that. If they don't get there before you do, then I'm gonna handle it. But somebody else is definitely gonna no.
But that would then mean you never pulled up on nobody, right?
Yeah, I've pulled up on you, but I'm not gonna tell you I'm pulling up on you. I'm gonna pull up on you.
I am from the country. Pull up if you want to, which is what I'm saying, blueprint. But so that proves my point, which is the pull-upper should not pull up on unless they want to get pulled out on.
Right, but what again? That's what I'm. There's two different pull. If you're gonna pull up on someone and don't announce it, that's what I would say. That would be my only. That now, if you don't announce it, both the pull up on and the pulley have got to face whatever consequences. If you announce it, you got to face those consequences as well.
I just can't agree with the calling the police.
I know you can't. Until you realize it is a lot easier for them boys to jump out and handle that, and you go home and feel safe with you not. Don't tell me you're coming to my house, then because
I
you.
still feel like if you gonna call the police, then you need to stop talking to people crazy.
I can talk to you crazy. You don't. So
No,
listen. So if I talk to you crazy, and you say, I'm coming to your house, you don't think you're the crazier one?
No, in that case, it would be you saying that you're coming to my house.
No, I'm never gonna tell you I'm gonna come to your house. If
Okay, there's my point. You should not be pulling up to nobody's house.
No. I will pull up to your house. I'm not gonna tell you.
So then you really want to die.
That's what I'm. Okay, so I've said this. I've said this a million times. If you announce it, then the police should be
We're
involved.
saying the same thing. I just am not finna call the police.
No, we saying two different.
Marie.
If you slide at my house, then I'm not calling the police. If you announce you sliding at my house, I am.
I know we disagree right there.
Oh, yeah, I know. And one of us is gonna stay out of jail.
Don't start now, won't be now. Boom, and I said that. Thanks, cousin.
I can start some and it'll be some. I disagree.
No, if you start something, be prepared for the consequences. If you can't handle the consequences, keep your mouth shut.
So basically, if I start talking to you, then you pull up on my house, you should have shut up.
I'm not pulling up on you.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. The point is, that's the point I'm saying.
We both agree with that. Don't pull up. If you pull up and you don't tell me, I'm popping you. But we just disagree with if you pull up and you do tell me, I'm not calling. You are.
You said don't start none, won't be none. So if you kind of saying what I'm saying more.
If you come to my house, which is you starting something.
No. The argument is the start of it, not to pull up.
Well, I don't argue with people, so I don't have to worry about that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Don't nobody pull up for no reason.
I'm not going back and forth.
That's the point.
Well, we can't fight though.
Right.
If you pull up, you're gonna get effed up, period. That's how.
Right, but that's what if you pull up there was because you went back and forth with somebody is what I'm saying.
And if they pull up, I'm pulling out.
Right. I'm saying if we going back and forth and you tell me you pulling up, then I'm gonna handle it a different way. That's all I'm saying.
Just don't mess with Texas. I know that's right.
What do you say?
That's Universal T with Marie. Make sure you subscribe. I thought you already did because you loved her hair. So why you didn't go on over there and hit subscribe?
I just didn't see her face. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone and not on my computer.
When we get done, you gotta go on over there and subscribe to Universal T with Marie. She said the border sign says don't mess with Texas.
Whatever. I've told people I'd be at their address. Just give me if they want to pull. I'm not afraid to pull up or let you know. And the problem is you gonna need to call the police because you don't know when I'm gonna pull up. But I'll definitely pull up. Definitely will.
I feel that social media has heightened this situation and television shows have heightened this situation. You just feel like it's just people wanting to prove themselves, and Polo is missing in action, so we can't get his opinion right now. So is that where we meet up at today?
Yeah, I think the difference is in the. I don't think. Yeah, I think that's it. You think it's social media. I think it's clout chasing.
Oh, I definitely think it's clout chasing too. But that's because they're clout chasing on social media. So it's social media again.
Right. Well, I don't necessarily. That's what I'm saying. A lot of them. I don't know if it's for social. I think it ends up on social media, but I don't think it's for. So
I think it's both. I think some people are just them and it gets put on social media, but I believe that a lot of people really become someone that they're not for social media.
Now that I could see it being both. I could see like a lot of World Star fights were not for World Star; they were just fights,
right?
And then they ended up being more than they were.
Right. Like when it started, it was just fights caught on camera and put on the site. Now it's more so people trying to fight so they can get put on the site.
Right. I think there's more people now who air out their beef with a cameraman, with the cameraman, because
Right.
yeah,
A
those
real
are the
fight,
ones.
you don't have time to be thinking about all that.
Right. Well, no. If we say, hey man, we finna go to the mall, and if he there, I'm gonna knock him out. I
No, I
think,
get that. That's still planned. I mean, like spur of the moment, you
yeah,
walk in
yeah,
somewhere, somebody randomly does some crazy stuff to you and is touching you, and you need to defend yourself. You're
yeah,
at that point not thinking about your phone. Other people will be, but you're not.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't respect people who who necessarily have a cameraman with them, like the girl, Miss Robinson,
I don't know.
uh the girl in Mexico who was unalived.
Talking about Shanquella.
Yeah, her
Okay.
friends, stuff like that. I totally dis. That's totally
That was a
fine.
planning because you knew to have your phone out.
Right. Now, if all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, look at him, and you fumbling and get your phone in this, because most street
Right.
fights last about 3 minutes. You ain't even got time to get your phone out.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's me. So I think I just I have a disdain and a distaste in my mouth for people who no have premeditated. Ooh, I'm gonna slide on them. But
Right.
those, if you ever see me fighting, it's because one, somebody was like, "Oh, ain't that such and such," and they got me, or it's gonna be on a Ring camera.
So you feel that fighting should be planned out, or it should be spur of the moment, or it should be not at all.
I think it should be in order. It should be not at all, spur of the moment, and the only way it's planned out is if, like, you slap me, because there's gonna be a fight every day for the rest of your life. So no.
Oh my god, you don't know how you would feel. I agree with that order though. I go
Yeah,
with first of all, not at all. We can avoid it and we can talk. Okay, if you disrespected me and you've done some deal breakers for me, I don't know, but it would still be spur of the moment because I'm not about to take time away from my business and my family to plan a fight with you. Um,
and if I got to plan a fight, is I don't care. That's what I guess what I was saying when I say,
but that's
um
when I agree with you. When you have time, and this has been an over time span type of thing, I'm gonna let y'all know this is what's going on. So when I have to do what I have to do, y'all know what was going on.
right. That's what I'm saying. When I got to pull up at your house, oh, when it's no, you could call the police. It could be me and you. I am put that. That's what I think. Some a part of it is when a person pull up to your house. They saying this done been going on too long. I don't know where to catch you, so I know to catch you at your house. That's why I said some of that part is when you pull up to. That's why I probably would say call the police, because this is a real problem when you talk about coming to my house. This is a bigger problem than I thought. Yeah, you can't announce you pulling up to my house, and then I'll be like, and I'ma just handle it. Nah.
Well, Polo had an engagement, but I don't think he meant to be gone as long. But I do appreciate both of you guys' perspective on it because, I like to see what men think about certain things. Because I don't tend to agree with a lot of females anyway. Um, so that's why I agree in that order. But I think people need to do a little bit more communicating, like in the beginning.
I,
Instead of
I
holding stuff in, like communicate. You don't like something, you don't like somebody, communicate. But just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you have to cohabitate with them or commingle. And if you do, then you definitely need to communicate.
you know what? Between communication, and I think our schools, or I think a program should teach the youth more about laws, so
Definitely.
that it, if you knew more of the laws, if we knew more laws, we would stop doing as much stupid shit as we do. I mean, stupid stuff as we do.
Or you would change how you do it.
Right.
There's always loopholes.
Right. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you knew that assault was, you can get charged with assault by pointing your finger in somebody's face, then you would stop doing stuff like that. Because they're like, oh, all I did was point my finger in the face. Well, now you admitted to the crime and you going down.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. If we because
the laws really are a whole lot more than people really think.
And that's what I was saying. Premeditation simply means I had time to think about it. If you have time to think about it, you in a lot more trouble than you realize.
And that's my ultimate point right there is think about it right. Like, think about it. Take time to think about stuff. Most of the stupid stuff that happens is because people aren't thinking. They just reacting.
Right. And that's why I said if you catch me on a fight, I wasn't planning that. That's the only reason why you got some evidence. I'm not planning evidence.
Right.
But yeah,
so I know you didn't forget the E. We definitely have an issue.
Who is that?
But we're going to get on up out of here. I thank everybody for the input, chat, and my co-host. Polo will be back next week. He had a little technical difficulties. I would love for you guys to check out all the content creators in the chat. Quite a few came through. Make sure you guys support my co-hosts. Both of their links are in the description. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Deuces, be easy, be safe.
Welcome to my galaxy. Welcome to my galaxy. This is TheeEnicole. You can always call me E, but don't never call me Nicole. Your presence is appreciated. Please be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe. It's always a vibe. In my galaxy.
From Ready to Love, and you are watching my girl, TheeEnicole.
Tasha Lyons telling you to tune into TheeEnicole.
This is Samson from Ready to Love, and you're tuned into TheeEnicole.
It's Winter from Love America DC, and you're tuned in to TheeEnicole.
Make sure you guys